My name's Kelvin Stevenson. My character's name is the Firebird. So I wanted to be more than a standard person. So I've always seen wrestling as bigger than life and something more exciting. So I never enjoyed your standard Randy Orton's, your John Cena's as wrestling names. I always liked The Undertaker, Umaga, The Great Khali, your names that bring a bit of mystique and mean something. So I wanted to find something like that. And my initial inspiration was the Phoenix, because I always find the idea of the Phoenix pretty cool. It's a mysterious image. But it was a bit generic for wrestling, and there was a lot of phoenixes hanging around in forms of people of that name. So I wanted to find something unique, but still linked to. So I found a Slavic folklore based around something called the Firebird, which is a bringer of joy, bringer of doom. So I always like that image, so that's what I went with. Yeah, so it's said that those that find the Firebird feather find their greatest happiness, and then it turns to ash in their mouth. It becomes a great sadness. Yeah, so I've had a wrestling match about 3 weeks ago, where I went to jump in an enziguri, big jumping kick, and as I planted off my right foot, I heard a crack in my knee, and sprained my knee. So I've got a history of ligament damage in my right knee, and I've had a couple of sprains in it since then when I started wrestling. So I'm always going to be wary of the knee. It's always a bit cautious spot for me when I'm trying to. Nothing but positivity. Like, then none of them are really wrestling fans, so they don't really get it. They get a laugh out of it. The first year I did wrestling, they gave me some tighty whities as a birthday present, as a laugh, because they found it amusing. But they do know, they've come and watched me. They know I love it. They know I get a real kick out of it. So they've really embraced me as a wrestler, and say nothing bad about it at all. Even with injuries, I mean, I don't always tell my mum, because you don't want to worry people unnecessarily. It's only minor injuries, but yeah, they know about the injuries I have had, and as long as I'm looking after myself and making sure I'm safe as I can be, they're happy. It's a dangerous business. You don't always have 100% control. I mean, in football, you have a half time, you get a drink of water, you carry on. Boxing, you have between rounds, you get a drink of water. In wrestling, you don't do stoppages or take a moment to towel off and get a drink of water. You go until the match is done, and they had a 45-minute match with no rest, no drink. It's just action for that long, and then carry on, and it's good. Well, that's the crazy thing. Like, your wrestling matches, you've got maybe your standard. If it's on TV like a WWE, it's usually maybe like an 8-minute match. Pay-per-view, maybe 15 minutes, so it's going to go 20 minutes if it's a special main event, and then you don't really get over 30 minutes. But which is what makes the current Japanese champion Okada makes his run so special, because he had 4 matches this year that have all gone north of 35 minutes, and he's putting on possibly the best year anyone's ever had in wrestling. He's probably my biggest inspiration outside of Britain right now. Just the best wrestler in the world, and this risks he's taking right now. He took at the start of the year, he took a dragon suplex off the top rope and landed on top of his head. From the top rope, go down, landed on top of his head, and then he took the headbutt from Shibata that has possibly ended Shibata's career. So Okada's doing things right now that are so scary and dangerous, but he's having the best year that any wrestlers could be having right now. Risks and rewards, but there's a lot of risk involved. Rituals in wrestling, I mean, there's a lot of rituals. Like, a lot of people have their own time before the matches that they'll do their own thing. I mean, I suppose I don't always do it every match, but what makes me most comfortable before I'm going to wrestle a match is if I get 5 minutes to just stand in the ring, not doing anything, not working anything out, just stand in the middle of the ring, maybe thinking over some plans, not doing any exercise, just maybe in a corner just whilst other people are doing this stuff. I just like to stand in the ring for 5 minutes and just envision what the audience is going to be like tonight, think about the venue, think about where I am on the show, what I need to do, how I can get the best out of myself, and I feel so much more confident. And I don't always get the chance, because life gets in the way. You can't always arrive at the show exactly when you want to, or the ring doesn't exactly get put up when it needs to be, and sometimes you're just going to rush the show. And wrestling's wrestling's a last minute business sometimes. But yeah, if I have any ritual, I would like to, like if I could do it every match, I would. That would be standing in the ring and just taking in the building and envisioning what I think tonight should go like and what I want it to go like.